Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. In the name of Allah, the most gracious, ever merciful. Welcome to the Big Mercy for Mankind Thank You Awards evening.
Assalamu alaikum. Peace and blessings be upon you all. I hope everyone is well and keeping safe as you join us for this virtual event, giving thanks to local heroes of the Guildford Borough and Farnborough areas.
Nasir, shall we go through the program for our viewers first?
Yeah, excellent idea. So if we bring up the program, please.
So as is tradition for all of our formal events, we will begin with a recitation of the Holy Quran with English translation.
And given a brief introduction to the Ahmadiyya Muslim community by the local president of our Guildford chapter, and he will be giving a flavour of the various activities being undertaken during the pandemic.
Then we will move on to the primary focus of our event today. We will be viewing a montage of our interviews with some of our nominees, following which we will be joined by our special guests, which we're very pleased to say that we have the Mayor of Godalming, Penny Rivers, and the leader of Guildford Borough Council, Joss Bigmore, who will be announcing our award winners.
We will then have a special talk on the topic of giving thanks and the rights of mankind, after which Councillor Joss Bigmore will give us a vote of thanks.
And then we will conclude with a silent prayer. So now, first of all, we will hear a recitation of the Holy Quran.
Assalamu alaikum. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم ولقد كتبنا في الزبور من بعد الذكر أن الأرض يرثها عبادي الصالحون إن في هذا لبلاغا لقوم عابدين وما أرسلناك إلا رحمة للعالمين قل إنما يوحى إلي أنما إلهكم إله واحد فهل أنتم مسلمون? The translation of chapter 21, Surah Al-Anbiya, verses 106 to 109 of the Holy Quran, which were recited before you, is as follows. I seek refuge with Allah from Satan the accursed. In the name of Allah, most gracious, ever merciful. And already have we written in the book of David, after the exhortation, that my righteous servants shall inherit the land. Herein, surely, is a message for people who worship God. And we have sent thee not but as a mercy for all peoples. Say, surely it has been revealed to me that your God is but one God. Will you then submit? Jazakumullah.
In the name of Allah, most gracious, ever merciful. May peace and blessings of Allah be upon you all. Respected Mayor, Leader of the Guildford Borough Council, and all viewers at home, it is a great pleasure and honor for me to welcome you all on behalf of the Ahmadiyya Muslim Association Guildford branch to this evening's Big Mercy for Mankind Thank You Award. Now to introduce our community, especially for those of you that are less familiar with us, we have prepared a short video for you, after which I will give you a few words about our local chapter and our efforts during the pandemic.
Islam requires us to bandage the wounds of those in pain, to remove the anxieties of those who are distressed, and to show love and compassion without any desire for recognition or worldly reward. Thus, wherever any person is suffering or facing cruelty, it is your duty to be there to help and support them. Bless all my sins. Pray forgive me my sins, for there is none else except Thee to forgive. Ameen.
Hazrat Mirza Masroor Ahmad is the present head of the Ahmadiyya Muslim community, the most dynamic international community within Islam. The community was established by Hazrat Mirza Ghulam Ahmad in Qadian, a small and remote village in India. He claimed to be the expected reformer of the latter days, the one awaited by all major world religions. Founded in 1889, the community has continued to spread throughout the world, flourishing under caliphate, the system of spiritual leadership established after the demise of the Holy Founder. The current successor of this movement, Hazrat Mirza Masroor Ahmad, continues the work of the Holy Founder to revive the spiritual and moral state of mankind. The movement embodies the benevolent message of Islam in its pristine purity, a movement that preaches peace, universal brotherhood, and submission to the will of God. Ahmadi Muslims have earned the distinction and reputation of being a law-abiding and peaceful community. Within a century, the movement has reached all the corners of the earth and has been recognized and praised by the global community.
It is an honor to address you because as a campaigner for human rights and religious freedom, I deeply admire your principles of equality, freedom, and respect, and your commitment to tolerance and social peace.
On behalf of all the guests here this evening, I say a big thank you to the Ahmadiyya community for this initiative, which is quite unusual and different and imaginative, bringing together people of different religions, different faiths, people in the public and private sector.
We are really moved and profoundly grateful for your commitment to peacemaking through education. The Ahmadiyya community has heard the teacher's voice and has heard the teacher's song and has made visible those precious small places. And I can only say here today, honored by the hospitality and warmth and openness of this community, it is a special honor to receive this award.
Wherever the movement has been established, it endeavors to exert a constructive influence of Islam through social projects, educational institutes, health services, Islamic public...
I think the charity walk for peace is very special in so many ways. To get so many people together to walk for peace and to raise money for so many charities in the exemplary way that the Ahmadi Muslim community does is really something special. I've never seen anything quite like it. I think it's probably unique.
I have always personally been inspired by the work of the Ahmadiyya Muslim community in promoting peace, love for our country, and in challenging extremism.
I'm so proud that the Borough of Merton is the UK and worldwide headquarters of the Ahmadiyya Muslim community, which makes an incredible contribution to the richness and diversity of our community. It is a community that contributes greatly to this country, and your belief in peace and religious tolerance is an example to us all, as you would expect from a community whose motto is love for all, hatred for none.
He is acquiring, with the passage of time, very considerable stature, not just obviously within your own community, but outside of it. And he's done that by tremendous hard work and by constantly repeating some very basic themes about Islam and its interpretation and how it should be a force for good in society.
Thank you very much for your inspirational talk, and I hope you will listen soon.
Welcome back. The Ahmadiyya Muslim Association has been established in the UK since 1913. We built London's first mosque in 1926, known as the London Mosque, in Southfield near Putney. Our community has around 30,000 members in the UK, with over 100 local branches. We have opened a number of mosques, including the landmark Baitul Futuh Mosque in Morden, which is the largest in the Western Europe, and more recently, the Mubarak Mosque in Tilford, near Farnham. Members of our community have been in this area for over 30 years. Since the head of the Ahmadiyya Muslim community, our spiritual caliph, Hazrat Mirza Masroor Ahmad, may Allah be his helper, moved from London to Tilford in 2019, the number of our members have increased in surrounding areas. In November 2020, the Guildford branch was formed, which consists of members living in Guildford, Cranleigh, Godalming, Tongham, Ashvale and Farnborough. Our membership is around 320, including man, women and children. During the COVID pandemic, our community members have voluntarily helped the local community through various activities. Just to highlight a few of these, our teams have delivered over 1,600 cooked meals to Royal Surrey County Hospital for over 3 months in the past year. They have also provided fresh meal daily for those isolating or feeling unwell within the local community. All our auxiliary organizations have been holding various seminars on relevant topics, delivering shopping, checking in on neighbors and elderly in the community. They have been supporting various local food banks through organized donation drive. Notably, our Women's Association have sewn scrubs and delivered these to local hospitals, along with face masks being sewn and delivered to local schools during national shortage of the first lockdown. Also, our Male Youth Association have been supporting by delivering packages and medicine to the vulnerable and isolating members of community brought to our attention. This was just a brief introduction to our community, and I tried to cover some of the key aspects of our pandemic efforts. Should anyone wants to learn more about us, or indeed wishes to seek support from our membership and services, we welcome you to get in touch with us via the information displayed. Now I am very pleased to welcome Dr. Aziz Hafiz, who is a practicing GP, so very much on the front line of the pandemic. But especially today, we are grateful to him for joining us in his capacity as the chairman of Humanity First UK, the charitable arm established by our community, and would like to request him to briefly introduce Humanity First UK to us all and the wonderful work they do in the UK and worldwide. Over to you, Dr. Sir.
Good evening. Thank you very much for having me. Councillor Bigmore, Mayor Rivers, President of the Ahmadiyya Muslim community in Guildford, guests, prize winners, thank you for having me on. As has been said, I serve in Humanity First United Kingdom, and we are the humanitarian wing of the Ahmadiyya Muslim community, essentially a disaster relief and development charity with extensive projects across the world and within the UK as well. With respect to COVID, I want to share with you some of the efforts that we have tried in the next minute or two that I have, to give you a flavour of some of the work that we've done in the UK and that we have achieved thanks to volunteers and members throughout the Guildford Borough. So if I could ask for a brief video to be shared, which will highlight globally and within the UK our COVID efforts.
Today, the world is facing the worst global crisis since World War II. More than 820 million people are suffering extreme hunger every day, and the UN fears that a further 400 million could be dragged into poverty. The pandemic has proved devastating for daily wage workers, who could no longer earn and whose families have been plunged into poverty, not just in low-income regions such as Africa, South America and Asia, but even in North America and Europe. Humanity First has supported almost 700,000 people looking out for the most vulnerable. In developed economies, our food banks are busier than ever, providing families with dietary necessities as well as the provision of hot meals and food supplies, while our teams provide for the homeless, care homes and refugees. In much of South Asia, Humanity First has provided daily wage workers and their families with food ration packs and clean drinking water. All across Africa, as the pandemic spreads, our teams have been reaching remote villages and providing a lifeline for families struggling to provide a simple meal for their children. With your help, Humanity First has now provided over 10 million meals. People like you are making a difference, helping us put humanity first.
Thank you. Thank you for that. And that will give you a high-level sort of whistle-stop tour of some of the work during the pandemic. And obviously the reason that we are here today is to celebrate the hard work across the borough of Guildford that people have done and risen to the challenge of COVID. And as a country, I think we can be very proud that people from all walks, all backgrounds, all faiths, people of no faith, have come together to help. And in this regard, as Humanity First, we have been working with providing support lines for those that are vulnerable, providing food banks to provide food for those on below the breadline, those in food poverty. At the same time, providing medical assistance for people that are homeless, ophthalmic and dental assistance for people that are homeless in some of our major cities. At the same time, we've also tried to tackle medical misinformation, particularly the issue of vaccine hesitancy, for which we are holding a program this Sunday. So that will give you a brief overview of some of the work that we have tried to do, and we're quite proud to be on the same platform today as with all those candidates for this prize, as well as with the winners. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Dr. Hafiz, Khalid, and Atiq for your contributions this evening. I hope that was of interest and informative for our viewers.
So, respected delegates and dear guests, we will now be moving on to the nominations and awards section of our event. We truly had some wonderful and very inspiring nominations for the two categories of individual and organisation awards.
Yeah, we really did. And I have to say, I was so impressed by the many selfless and truly inspirational efforts of so many members from across the borough of Guildford and Farnborough area.
And it certainly was an incredible challenge for the members of the committee assigned to the very difficult task of selecting the award winners.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think not a task I would want to take on myself, particularly because I think all of us who were involved with the event felt that each and every nominee was indeed equally worthy of the award and indeed praise. However, there does need to be one winner for each of the categories, and we will find out who they are very shortly.
Yes, but before we announce the winner of the first category, we have prepared a montage of some interviews, remote interviews, obviously, with some of the nominees in the individual award category. The video does not at all do justice to the full versions of comments made by all of our nominees, but we will be making these videos available in full on our YouTube channel. So don't forget to hit the subscribe button to be notified of these videos in the near future.
Okay, so let's take a look at what some of the individual award nominees had to say about their efforts during the pandemic.
People who have had an economic shock during this last year can come and do their big shop. You're given a trolley, you do a 7-day shop, and you have our blessing for it. And everything that is available in that shop is provided by the community through donations.
We were out clapping for the NHS on Thursday, and I'd already been making masks for my family and for us. But I saw a lot of people outside on the street, because we've only got a small crescent, and they were clapping, and I thought, I don't know, they're elderly and they're very vulnerable. So I went up, I said, would they like some masks? Oh, they were overjoyed. Because at that time, of course, we couldn't get masks. There wasn't any masks that you could take. So basically, I offered it to them, and, and I've got contacts in the village, and the general public in the village wanted them. So over the next few months, I was sewing away on my machine, and I made 2,800.
Well, I'm Dennis Foster. I'm head teacher of Guillemont Junior School and Pinewood Infant School. And I suppose it goes back to Monday the 23rd of March in 2020 when we had the first lockdown. And I worked with the staff to ensure that we remained open to children from key workers and those we thought were vulnerable. And we were really proud from the fact that we were able to offer care from 7:45 in the morning till 6 o'clock at night. And on the first day, we had 10 children, and it rapidly rose to around 70 or 80 every day.
You get members of the community coming to you and saying, this is an idea, this is what we want to do, and you have the tools to be able to make their idea a reality, then you become inspired to make that reality for them.
It sounds silly, but I thought, well, if I could save just one life, just one, through a mask, then it was all worth. It really is all worthwhile time, effort, and everything else put into it.
I just see it as my job. Nobody needs to be left behind. We're a very inclusive school, and I've just regarded it as my job. So I've not really been inspired. I just see it as a kind of a duty. It's just it's my vocation and has been all my life. I think we all have hope and we've all got faith, and I think the light is now shining through the cracks of the pandemic. But we need to continue to be safe, and we need to continue to look after each other, and we need to keep ourselves safe and work safely. And we need to encourage everyone who's offered a vaccine, from whatever their background, to make sure that they take it, because this is the biggest hope that we've got. But we've also got to remember to encourage our government to keep their moral obligation to make sure everybody around the world gets a fair share of the vaccines that is available, and that they're not used in any kind of powerful way or a way that's not seen to share. We've got a moral responsibility to make sure everybody gets the vaccine so that the whole world can be safe from this pandemic.
Please do not suffer alone. There are lots of people and organisations here that are here to help and assist you in a totally non-judgmental way. If you need assistance, please ask. Nobody should go without in our community.
But as I say, we will get through this. And if people are lonely and they know of other people that are lonely, even to give them a phone call, or send a letter or anything to stop people being so lonely. And that's when the mental side of it comes into it. I think we all need help at some time in our lives.
Okay, so I hope that was in some small way able to reflect and bring home to you all the exceptional efforts of those that were nominated for our humble award. And I'm very pleased and honoured to welcome to our studio this evening Penny Rivers, the Right Honourable Mayor of Godalming. Welcome, Penny, and thanks for joining us.
Thank you very much, and thank you for that lovely warm welcome. Thank you very much for inviting me to present the Big Mercy for Mankind Award for individuals. It is a huge honour. Thank you. This event tonight is the result of much hard work, and thanks and praise must go to all those involved. Thanks to the Ahmadiyya Muslim community for all that you're doing tonight, for all that you do to our communities, and for the world. Thank you. This time of COVID-19 is a time of isolation, separation, of loneliness, of anxiety and fear for all of us. No one is untouched by its long shadow. In times of darkness and difficulty, we long for light, and many have stepped up to shed light and to go the extra mile for others. There have been many acts of kindness, small and big, and it is right to acknowledge these acts of dedication, of service to others. Lockdown has given us time to reflect on what really matters, and it is, of course, our families and our friends and each other, and sharing hospitality and fun. We are in this together, and we will get through this together. That is our hope. As Godalming's very brilliant town clerk, Andy Jeffrey, says, no one should go without. No one should suffer alone. Do not suffer in silence. We are here to help. And as head teacher Dennis Foster says, it is his hope and faith that we all continue to be safe and to look after each other. Bill and Jenny Cole spread joy as well as safety by sewing face masks. In fact, 2,800 face masks, and by the donations have raised a sum of £3,000, which they have given to a young person's football club. I thank all the nominees for all that they do to help and support others. All those nominated for this Big Mercy Award have gone the extra mile. But only one, Jenny, with the help of Bill, has sewn 9 kilometers of elastic. That is 5.5 extra miles that she has done. That is the distance between Godalming and Guildford. So it is an honour to announce the winner of the Big Mercy for Mankind Award for individuals. And the winner is Jenny Cole. Congratulations, Jenny. It's a pleasure and an honour to meet you, though virtually. And I hope this honour makes you very proud, because we are all very proud of you and of Bill. And might I ask you where you're going to put your prize and how you will use your prize money?
Well, we have a cabinet, and so that I can actually display it in the cabinet. And the money we would like to donate to Christopher's Children's Hospital in Guildford.
A very worthwhile cause. That's wonderful of you. So you just keep on giving, Jenny, and please accept this great prize from this community, and thank you for all that you both do.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, Jenny, and congratulations also from all of us to Bill and Jenny. Wonderful efforts, and the award obviously is not going to be able to physically be with you this evening. I have it in my hand, unfortunately, but we will get that across to you as soon as we can. And the viewers have seen the pictures of it, and the donation, obviously, of £100 will go to the chosen charity that you've just mentioned. So congratulations again from all of us.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Please.
Yeah, and I know Nas has not let anyone else touch the award, so it's going to be very difficult for him to give that up. But it's congratulations to Bill and to Jenny, and indeed to all our nominees. So next we'll be moving on to the organisation award. In the same way as with the individual award, we have prepared a video montage for you all, attempting to capture some aspects of the virtual meetings we arranged with a few of our organisation awardees.
To making sure that remote provision has been, I hope, really effective in terms of learning and providing opportunities to learn for children. And then in terms of slightly shifting our focus, we've also set up a food bank.
So I started a Facebook group, not really having any clue as to what the response would be. But the whole idea of the group was that it was to be a place that people could chat over worries. It was a place that people could go to if they were stuck at home and needed shopping, needed prescriptions fetching, didn't feel well, just needed to talk to someone. So that sort of thing.
In this, the main function of the Number 5 hub is to be the sort of first line of support for people who are rough sleeping.
We've had to find different ways of treating people in the community to a large extent, and another big thing is, of course, we have to create what we call pathways, the ways that people come into us and are treated throughout.
I think it was watching what was going on the news. I've always been interested in and wanting to help people. I have my mum here. She's got me as support. A lot of families don't have that support.
But beyond that, I've got kind of a vision of what a school should represent within a community. And as a state-funded comprehensive school, I really see that we are one of the hubs of a community in the same way that a library might be, or that the doctor's surgery might be, or that the primary school might be, or the university.
Absolutely, yeah. It's not something that you do. This sort of work isn't something that you do to get a pat in the back for. It's more of a vacation than it is anything else, because it's not somewhere where you go to make money either.
A welcome surprise, definitely, yes. I think what I find working with the brilliant teams that I come across, and what reason I love working there is because of the people. The people are just absolutely focused. They don't do it for recognition. They do it because they care.
Is a comment made by Her Majesty last year, where she said, these times will pass and good times will be here again. And I think that many people have voiced that opinion, regardless of their background. And I think there is a huge optimism in the minds of the British people, indeed of the global population, that whilst we are struggling through a really, really difficult time at the moment, we're doing so with a great strength of character.
I think we've got a good opportunity now to continue this looking after each other as we've been doing in the communities, to keep that going, not just because of the pandemic. It's something we should be doing forever.
So I guess the message is keep going. We're getting there, but please, for the time being, please keep following that advice, doing what we need to do to get through this together. And when you get called up for your vaccine, please have the vaccine, because if enough of us have that, then that will help to get us through this crisis.
There is always somebody to help. If anybody needs anything, no matter where they are, there is help out there. It's just a case of finding one person that can know who to go to get help, whether it be just somebody to talk to get some shopping, the fact that people's mental health is suffering, somebody to go for a walk with, to do some exercise, socially distanced, etc. There's always somebody. Just make that effort and ask.
A huge thank you and well done to all our nominees. I'm sure you will agree that they are all most worthy of a very big thank you. I am joined now by the leader of the Guildford Borough Council, Councillor Joss Bigmore. Welcome and thank you for joining us this evening, Councillor Bigmore, and I'd be grateful if you could say a few words and announce the winner of our organisation category award.
Thank you, Ali. I'm honoured to be able to support these awards and to have the opportunity to announce the winner in the organisation category. On behalf of Guildford Borough Council, I thank the Ahmadiyya Muslim Association for everything they have done and for recognising the fantastic work that we've seen in our borough over the past 12 months with tonight's event. I also have to pass on the apologies of my colleague, the Mayor of Guildford, Councillor Richard Billington, who was due to join us tonight, but because of ill health is unable to. He sends his best wishes to all, and I know he would very much enjoy this evening's event. Our congratulations and thanks go to all of the nominees. It's great to hear so many amazing examples of what people have done for their communities during the most difficult year in most of our lives, as our neighbourhoods have come together to support each other and to make sure that our most vulnerable residents know that they are not alone. Through the work that our community wellbeing team has done across the borough, delivering food parcels, meals on wheels and coordinating donations from residents, we've seen so many examples of people embracing their communities and selflessly giving their time to help one another. And those qualities accurately describe the winner of our organisation award. The recipient has set up a coronavirus support group on Facebook, which now has over 1,600 members and has made a real impact on their community. The group has become a focus for community action throughout the pandemic, helping anybody who needs shopping, prescriptions, or just a friendly chat with neighbours to address any concerns or questions. At the start of the pandemic, that was particularly important. None of us knew what to expect or how we should react. Now, as we hopefully start to see some light at the end of the tunnel, they continue to make a difference with the food parcel project in collaboration with St Mary's Church in Ash Vale, which helps 30 families every week. Perhaps just as importantly, the group found the hopes they can help to create a friendlier community through the spirit shown by local residents, and it will last far beyond this awful pandemic. It's been a real team effort from this group, so it's my pleasure to announce that the winner is the Ash Vale and Ash Green Coronavirus Support Group, represented here this evening by Carla Mawson. Congratulations, Carla, and thank you for everything you've done.
Thank you, Joss. And I'd also like to thank the Guildford branch of the Ahmadiyya Muslim Association for this award. And that's on behalf of every single volunteer that we've got or we've had in the past or will continue to get, because we've still got people coming along. This means so much to so many people. And without all of the volunteers, we wouldn't have got anywhere. I hope you don't mind if I actually come in, because there's a few people that have supported me personally in this. Everybody's supported me, but a few have been there since the beginning and helped all along. And I'd particularly like to thank Nath Khan, Jane Westwood, Sam Richardson, Alex Sanderson from St Mary's Church, and Pat Scott. We've got an amazing community. They've done absolutely brilliantly. We've gone from strength to strength. We've become completely united and will continue to get even more united if that's possible. Just on a very final note, if I could very quickly thank two people. One is my partner, Paul, and this is from a personal perspective because he's the one that's had to tolerate me being grumpy and tired, and he's calmed me down throughout everything. And secondly, my mum, who I'm lucky enough to have living here, who feeds me chocolate when I'm in that mood. But once again, thank you everybody so much for everything that you've done. And this award will go on display in St Mary's Church for everybody to see. And the money will go towards our food parcels project so we can continue to help those that need a little extra. Thank you.
Thank you, Carla. I have to say, this is the first time I've ever given an award, and I can't think of a more worthy recipient to break my duck. So well done to you and everybody that's helped with your group. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you, Carla, and thank you, Councillor Bigmore. So congratulations again to our award winners, and genuinely well done. And thank you to all of our nominees and those doing excellent work to support our community in the true spirit of selfless acts of kindness. So whilst we have now announced the winners, the programme for this evening is not over. So don't switch off. We are very much looking forward to the closing remarks of the leader of Guildford Council, Jos Bigmore. But before that, we are very pleased and honoured to have with us Mr. Ibrahim Iklaf to present a short talk to us on the topic of giving thanks and the rights of mankind. Mr. Iklaf is a renowned Islamic scholar, having delivered countless lectures on all aspects of Islamic philosophy and teaching. He is a teacher at the School of Religious Theology, Jamia Ahmadiyya UK, which is based in Hazelmere in Surrey. And we are very pleased and honoured to welcome him today. And I will now request him to please deliver his talk.
Thank you. Jazakallah. أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له وأشهد أن محمدا عبده ورسوله أما بعد فأعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم فاذكروني أذكركم واشكروا لي ولا تكفرون. Allah says in the Holy Quran, therefore remember me and I will remember you, and be thankful to me and do not be ungrateful to me. Respected guests, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Peace and blessings of Allah be upon you all. First of all, I would like to take this opportunity to thank all of you who have accepted our invitation. We are living in extremely dangerous times in which the state of the world is a cause of a huge concern to us. Conflict and disorder is consuming the world and threatening international peace and security. In other words, the world is now becoming engulfed by violence, disorder, increasing poverty, famine, and discrimination everywhere. In addition to this, we are now suffering from another crisis, and that's the global pandemic COVID-19 and its consequences, which led, as has been mentioned earlier, to anxiety, unhappiness, depression, stress, feelings of isolation, loneliness, and financial losses. In other words, mental, financial, and psychological problems. However, Islam teaches us that true happiness, tranquility, serenity, and peace of mind can still be achieved, irrelevant of the difficult circumstances we are living in. Islam requires to abide by its teachings in not only fulfilling the rights owed to God Almighty, but just as importantly, we should also fulfill our rights owed to God's creation. As far as God's rights are concerned, a real believer remains faithful to God in all circumstances of life, in sorrow, in happiness, adversity, and prosperity, in felicity and trial. He remains resigned to the decree of God and keeps himself ready to face all kinds of indignities and sufferings in his way, and never turns away from it at the onslaught of any misfortune. On the contrary, he just continues a march forward. Moreover, and this is the important part of today, if Muslims, we are taught, if we desire to attain the love of God, we must first show love to his creation, the creation of God. Islam is not a religion of extremism, violence, or terrorism. It's a religion of love, compassion, and tolerance. It's a religion that considers service to humanity as a fundamental obligation placed on its followers. For example, the Holy Prophet Muhammad said, "I am with the weak, because aiding the weak and poor is the means of reaching God Almighty." Furthermore, the Prophet of Islam, peace and blessings of God on him, told that Allah the Almighty was most pleased by those who helped the poor, who filled their empty stomachs, and who arranged medical treatment for them. Hence, if a person claims to be true Muslim, then it's his obligation, it's his duty to assist all those who are facing difficulties and to strive to alleviate their distress. In this modern era, the person, and I'm introducing the Ahmadiyya community, who according to our faith was sent by God Almighty to enlighten the world of the true teachings of Islam, was the founder of the Ahmadiyya community, Hazrat Mirza Ghulam Ahmed. We believe him to be the promised Messiah. He was sent to show the world what Islam truly is, a religion of peace, and to propagate these teachings of peace to all parts of the world. Where he came to enlighten the non-Muslims, he also came to reform the Muslims themselves, who had forgotten the original teachings of their faith. And he wanted to bring them back to the original teachings as taught by the Holy Quran and the Holy Prophet Muhammad. Above all, he drew the attention of mankind towards fulfilling not only God's rights, however, the rights which we owe to God should generate in ourselves such energy and passion to serve mankind. He said, serving mankind is in itself a form of worship of God. He mentioned as well, my state is such that if someone is in distress, whilst I engage in the obligatory prayers, and I hear their pain, their grief, it's my ardent desire to break the prayer and to try to help that person and to shower them with as much love as possible. He also mentioned to fail to help a brother in their time of need or difficulty is utterly immoral and wrong. Again, to fail to help your brother in time of difficulties is utterly immoral. Treat all the creation of God with such deep love as though they are your close family members. Treat mankind again in the same way that a mother treats her child. This is the way you should be, and that you help someone only so that you can attain benefit later. This is what I want to mention. This is the way we should be, and we should not do this for our own benefit, not for our own interest. We are helping people for the sake of God, for the sake of humanity. As a mother has no expectation of reward, nor does she seek any recognition. All the while, she loves her child more than she loves herself, and never weakens in her resolve to nourish and protect her offspring. The Quran says, remember also the time when your Lord declared, if you are grateful, I will surely bestow more favors on you. In reality, I want to link the subject of servitude, sacrifice, and being grateful. Indeed, we are grateful. In fact, a believer who has strong faith in God, his faith only increases. Not gratitude is so important. Gratitude is that a person's entire existence should prostrate before God in humility and express his love to the divine, to make efforts to gain that love, to affirm every blessing in his life, that every blessing is in reality from God. However, for gratitude, if it is genuine, it cannot be limited to the gratitude of God only. Part of being grateful is remembering to express gratitude to other people. As the Holy Prophet mentioned, he who does not thank people, the one who's not grateful to people, indeed does not thank God. I want to mention the individual winners. In fact, all the winners of the awards today, they are indeed very blessed. Indeed, they acted with the real spirit of sacrifice in accordance with the Holy Quran, as Quran mentioned in chapter 2, and whoso gave or saves life, the one who gives life to one, it shall be as if he had given life to all mankind. This shows how important it is to serve mankind. I want to go now to another part, and it's the efforts of the Ahmadiyya community to serve humanity in all parts of the world. The Ahmadiyya community, we are entirely motivated, this is very important, out of a desire to ease the suffering of mankind. And that is why Dr. Aziz from Head Humanity First UK, you heard him before. That is why Humanity First, for example, is serving mankind in this part of the world as well. Whilst Humanity First is an independent, of course, charity, it has its own strategy, policy, and mandate. At the same time, it's founded by the Ahmadiyya community, and it continues to be managed by Ahmadi Muslims. Even the financial contributions and other means, Ahmadis all over the globe support the efforts of Humanity First. Finally, I would like to mention that the Ahmadiyya community in the United Kingdom is at the forefront in helping everyone who is in need of our help, as we consider that bringing relief to others and alleviating the physical and mental suffering of mankind is our mission, moreover, an integral part of our faith. In the current pandemic, for example, I just give one of the auxiliary organizations within the Ahmadiyya Community UK. You heard already about the Humanity First. I want to mention something about the Ahmadiyya Muslim Youth Association. For example, till November, I have the statistics here, till November 2020, they assisted in food and medicines. They delivered medicines and food, to 20,127 households, 6,290 units of PPE donated to frontline workers, 773,000 pieces of PPE delivered on behalf of the government, more than 1,700 meals delivered to students and their families, more than 10,000 food packages delivered to frontline workers, more than 1,000 meals donated to homeless people, and same is for the Ahmadiyya Muslim Women Association. For example, I see here, they supported 1,400 households by collecting or delivering prescriptions, 3,520 meals distributed to homeless between March and May 2020. And this is only the Ahmadiyya community here in the UK. And we are spread all over the world in 212 countries. Finally, I pray that the spirit of service to humanity takes permanent root in society, so that we protect our future and leave behind a better world for our children and coming generations to live in. May Allah the Almighty enable all of us to fulfill our responsibilities in this regard. Ameen. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Ikhlaf, for that very interesting and I hope enlightening talk for our viewers.
We are now nearing the end of our broadcast for this evening, and I'd like to invite Councillor Joss Bigmore to present a vote of thanks.
Thank you, Ali. It's my pleasure to offer my thanks to everybody who has made this event possible. The Ahmadiyya Muslim Association for organising such a superb event, everyone who nominated their community heroes, and of course, all our nominees who deserve the thanks and gratitude of everyone in the borough for everything that they have done. Their selfless dedication to help others has been an inspiration to us all and has kept the area going during these unprecedented times. One of the qualities which has shone through in our two award winners and in so many of the nominees has been their humility, their surprise at being honoured. They see it simply as doing their bit for their community, but it really is far more than that. They're starting organisations and movements from nothing, and in doing so, they're saving lives and having a lasting effect on their towns and villages. From tonight's other winner, we have seen essential equipment being made to protect people against the virus, as well as thousands of pounds raised to help another vital member of any community, which is the local football club. We've seen many other examples from people across all communities and all faiths. This toughest of years seems to have brought us all closer together. At Guildford Borough Council, we have also included a special new Community Heroes Award in our 2021 Mayor of Guildford Awards for service to the community, to pay tribute to people who have gone out of their way to improve the lives of others. As with tonight, the stories we have heard in over 70 nominations are incredible, and we would be delighted if you could also join us for our virtual awards ceremony, which will be streamed live on YouTube on Wednesday, the 21st of April. This year has seen us rediscover our respect for key workers, for our wonderful NHS staff, our emergency services, and shop workers who have kept the shelves stacked with essential goods, all of whom have had to work under the most extreme pressure. Individuals and businesses have worked together to help our residents, and the Council's response to COVID has been all about partnerships too. The Guildford Spectrum Leisure Centre became a hub for the distribution of food parcels, and now G Live is a mass vaccination centre. We are proud of our role as community leaders and are here to serve every resident. We hope that your response to our frontline staff has been truly heartwarming. Many of you share our view that they're all community heroes too, but we really couldn't have done it without you. And I hope these partnerships, which have developed during a life-changing year, will endure as we begin to focus on our hopes for a brighter future. With the onset of spring, we hope comes recovery for our way of life and our economy. As we look forward to meeting up with friends and family again and do some of the things we hold most dear and which we took for granted just 12 months ago, I hope that this kindness of spirit will remain. Please continue to stay safe and protect each other. But most of all, thank you for everything you've done. You make us proud to represent you. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Joss. And thank you again to all of our community heroes, locally and throughout the UK. I know that actually we've had people tuned in from not just across the UK this evening, even though it's a local event, we've had people tuning in from across the UK and even from abroad. I've been told we've got people tuning in from the USA, Canada, and even Germany, amongst many others. So lots of people being represented. So we're very pleased to have you with us. And those that were not able to attend this live broadcast can obviously watch the recording of this program via our YouTube channel. So again, do subscribe and like our event this evening. And also, because we're only able to show you snippets of the interviews that we recorded of both the individual and group nominees, we'll be making those fuller versions of the videos available on our channel. So you'll get notified if you subscribe to our channel. And just to refer back very briefly to the introduction to our community, you saw some of the mosques of our community that have been established, all of which are relatively local to us here in Guildford. And I just wanted to reiterate that our community is very much an open and integrated community and arrange and welcome members visiting our mosques. So should anyone wish to do so, please do get in touch with us via contact details that have been displayed throughout this program. You can visit our website, www.trueislam.co.uk, or join us through Twitter at true_islam_UK. Obviously, arrangements for visits would need to wait until better times past this pandemic, but we'll be very much welcoming of you to visit us.
I think that just about wraps it up for this evening.
Over to you.
I think that just about wraps it up for this evening. But just before we move to our silent prayer, I wanted to request you all to please remember our dear friend, the Mayor of Guildford, Richard Billington, who is unfortunately unwell, and as such was unable to attend our event this evening. Just that he was absolutely intending to attend is testament to his spirit of community service. We all wish him a speedy and full recovery. Now, Mr. Ibrahim Ikhlaf will lead us all in silent prayer, and you are all free to join us if you wish. It is traditional for us to raise our hands to pray, and you can choose to pray in any way you would like. At the end of the prayer, Mr. Ibrahim Ikhlaf will say, Amin.
Please join me in silent prayer. Allahumma ameen.
Thank you,
so
everyone.
I think we're going to start seeing everyone involved with the program coming on the screen, just so we can all say goodbye to everyone that's been watching. And again, thank you. So congratulations again to our winners. Congratulations to all our nominees. And congratulations to all those that have been doing work behind the scenes for this event as well. Thank you all very much.
Thank you for a lovely evening.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you. Have a nice evening. Yeah.
Take care.
فاق الورى بكماله وجماله وجلاله وجنانه الرياني ताज़गी दिल में लिए ये हुस्न ये जाहो जलाल शान में है सबसे आगे आपके सारे कमाल या रब।
The Holy Prophet of Islam possesses superiority over all creation due to his spiritual excellence, his elegance and grace, and his majesty, and his ever fresh and spiritually refreshing heart and soul.
ألفيته بحر الحقائق والهدى ورأيته كالدر في اللمعاني रुश्द और इरफान का है आप बहरे बेकिनार मैंने पाया आपको मोती की मानिंद आबदार या रब।
I found him to be the ocean of truths and guidance, and I saw him sparkle like a pearl.
لله درك يا إمام العالمين أنت السبوق وسيد الشجعان آفري يا سيدي ऐ सारे आलम के इमाम तू सिपा सालार है, तेरा ही ऊंचा है मकाम या रब।
May Allah bless you, O leader of the world. You rank the highest and are the bravest leader of the brave.
فطلعت يا شمس الهدى نصحا لهم لتضيئهم من وجهك النوراني. तू है वो शम्सुल हुदा जिसका ज़हूर उन पर हुआ, ता करे उनको भी रोशन ये रुखे अनवर तेरा.
Then, O son of guidance, the holy prophet, you rose on the horizon for their benefit, so that you may illuminate them with the divine light emanating from your glowing face.
من ذكر وجهك يا حديقة بهجتي لم أخلو في لحظ ولا في آني. ऐ मेरे बाग़े मुसर्रत मैं तेरे रुख पर फिदा, एक लम्हा भी नहीं दिल याद से तेरी जुदा.
O my garden of spiritual delights, I am ever so absorbed in your fond thoughts, and from the remembrance of your blessed face, I am not free, even for a moment or a split second.
صلي على نبيك دائما في هذه الدنيا وباسم